Judge Roy Bean is a syndicated American Western television series starring Edgar Buchanan as the legendary Kentucky-born Judge Roy Bean, a Texas justice of the peace known as the law west of the Pecos. Synopsis: Judge Roy Bean is set in Langtry in Val Verde County in southwest Texas, where Bean held court in his combination general store and saloon. Each of the 39 episodes of the program begins with a standard introduction. During the 1870s, the wildest spot in the United States was the desolate region west of the Pecos River, virtually beyond the reach of the authorities. The railroads, then pushing their way west, attracted the most vicious characters in the country. It was said that all civilization and law stopped at the east bank of the Pecos. It took one man, a lone storekeeper who was sick of the lawlessness, to change all this. His name was Judge Roy Bean. The legendary Bean would have hanged a man for the slightest infraction of his laws. But there are no hangings on the family-oriented series. The storekeeper role is stressed more than that of the bartender. Bean's Langtry is not named for the English actress Lily Langtry, who visited there after Bean's death. Instead, Langtry is named for George Langtry, an engineer and foreman of the Southern Pacific Railroad who had supervised a Chinese work crew there. Jack Buetel appears in the series as 41-year-old Jeff Taggart, Bean's right-hand man. Jackie Lockery portrays Letty Bean, the judge's 26-year-old niece. Russell Hayden appeared in 12 episodes as Steve, a Texas Ranger. Bean was earlier the focus of the 1940 Walter Brennan Western, The Westerner, and later in 1972 the Paul Newman film, The Life and Times of Judge Roy Bean, both considered more historically accurate than the television series. Recurring cast members: Tristram Coffin portrayed different characters in 7 episodes of Judge Roy Bean, including the series premiere, The Judge of Pecos Valley, in which Bean sets forth to capture a train robber who is loose in the area. Coffin appears in the 3rd segment, The Horse Thief, in which a rancher is jailed for stealing a horse, and Bean must keep a mob from getting out of control. Other episodes featuring Coffin are The Refugee, Border Raiders, The Cross-Draw Kid, and The Wedding of Old Sam, in his role of Sam Haskins. Character actor X Brands appeared in various roles 15 times on Judge Roy Bean. Myron Healy appeared 4 times, as Reno in Checkmate, as Winters in The Eyes of Texas, as Hurley in The Kachina Doll, and as Guzman in The Travelers. Selected episodes: in Sunburnt Gold, Bean pursues a gang that steals gold coins, melts them down and turns them into nuggets so that they cannot be identified. In The Runaway, a boy flees home because he thinks his father is cowardly for not resisting a recalcitrant boss. In Slightly Prodigal, a woman arrives in Langtry in search of her son, who has turned into an outlaw. In Black Jack, the judge seeks to return an escaped train robber to prison. In Judge Declares a Holiday, Bean confronts a con man who arranges horse races but flees with the bet money before the event can be held. In Citizen Romeo, Bean learns about a plan to smuggle guns and ammunition to the Indians, and he encounters an organ grinder with a monkey as he tries to halt the smuggling. Sammy Tong appeared in the title role of the episode Acid Cowboy, with Glenn Strange. Later the bartender Sam on Gunsmoke, as Fallon. Strange appeared a total of 6 times on Judge Roy Bean, including the roles of Samson, a crooked rancher trying to locate missing gold dust, in the episode The Hidden Truth, Mason in The Judge's Dilemma, Tom Holman in Border Raiders, King Lonergan in The Cross-Draw Kid, and Nolan in The Referee. Lash LaRue, the cowboy with the bullwhip, appeared 7 times on Judge Roy Bean, as John Wesley Hardin in Gunman's Bargain, as Stortz in The Kachina Doll, as Matt Logan in Outlaw's Son, as Duke Castle in The Reformer, as Todd Malone in Bad Medicine, as Harbin in The Defense Rests, an episode about an attempt to frame Deputy Jeff Taggart's brother for bank robbery in Del Rio, and as Bass in Lone Star Killer. The series finale, Mason Ellen Dinehart played Clint Doneran in Outlaw's Son. Other episodes are entitled Letty Leaves Home, Four Ladies from Laredo, with Gloria Winters of Sky King, Lucko, The Irish, The Hypnotist, and Terrorize the Trail. Production notes: unlike most syndicated westerns of the 1950s, which were black and white, Judge Roy Bean was filmed in color by the Barrett Company in Pioneer Town, California, and at Hayden's Quintet Productions Ranch. The series was not extended for a second season. The theme song, Land of the Pecos by Roy Ingraham, Charles Cogg, and Eddie Paul was published by Bebo Music. Judge Roy Bean at the Internet Movie Database. Judge Roy Bean at TV.com